Cathedral rock. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. What's up, nerds? Welcome back to Sovereign Thoughts, Sovereign LV, Sovereign whatever. I hope you guys could hear me all right. I forgot my little Bluetooth microphone thing that I usually do, and it's super windy up here today. I'm at Cathedral Rock at Mount Charleston in Las Vegas. Let me give you a quick look around. It's super awesome in here. It is September time. It's 70s. Nice and sunny and good breeze. Strong breeze. Pretty crazy, hectic week for everyone. Crazy news. It appears that like all of a sudden, like I think Wednesday, there's a video out of a sphere or UFO or whatever they call them nowadays, UAPs. A video of a rocket being shot at one, and it bounces off and it just keeps going, and then of course the anniversary of 9/11 was this week also. 2025 for those of you watching, not right now. Yeah, and then 9/10 happened. There was the unfortunate events for that individual. I'm not going to name his name because it's everywhere in the media, and I'm sure you're well aware. As I'm able to feel things that are going on around me and the energy, and what I tap into currently is the pain and the readiness for the collective to move on from what is the norm for all of us, right? The system, and the system. What I mean when I say the system, I mean the government, right? The way things operates, the way certain people at the top keep all the money, and then all the wars that we continue to fund. That, you know, it's the general consensus with everyone that I speak now, everyone that I have around me, that nobody, regardless of if they're into spiritual things or not, the average person that I talk to, it seems to be the general consensus that everyone is tired of the pointless wars. It seems like regardless of which side you're choosing, red or blue, right? Everyone wants the same thing, and that's just to live a peaceful life, to provide for their family, and to have, you know, the freedom to do whatever they choose without being penalized or having to give explanations to the powers that be. It is important in these times of great pain in the collective that we remember what we're supposed to do. Our job is to not be distracted by the series of unfortunate events. Remember that the world is a stage, and remember that if you want to change the world, you have to change from within. In great times of pain, we must remember to remain open-hearted with everyone, right? The chaos is in the air. The energy is very chaotic at the moment, but our job is not to also blend in with that energy. Our job is to remain in our energy, continue to walk with God daily through our practices, and by changing our inner world, we reflect to the outer world, and that is how we help change the world. Shout out to my brother Zach. It is a law that the greater field will always entrain the less powerful field. So if you go through the day practicing what you preach, operating from the hearts, not letting the ego control you, by default, when you enter a room, your field will entrain the other fields in the room. Um, you can do nothing for me but work on yourself, and I could do nothing for you but work on myself. And once again, that is all that this journey is for me. I'm just going through my own shadow work and spirituality and practicing my modalities to remain in the present moment, to remain operating from the heart. And in tune, my field reflects, and so my clients, and I don't even like to call them clients, but individuals on the same road, will simply align with my energy, and then that's how it happens. I went back to jiu-jitsu this week, which is really fun. One of the things that, if you didn't know about me, I love training jiu-jitsu. I'm a blue belt currently. I train at 10th Planet Las Vegas Central. If you're ever in Vegas, come through. Coach Jesse will put you on. And yeah, jiu-jitsu is awesome. I love the mindset of the martial artist. And a lot of the same things that I practice with spirituality actually assist with jiu-jitsu and learning jiu-jitsu. You know, Hickson Gracie wrote a book called Breathe, and essentially the whole book is talking about remaining grounded and relying on technique to win in times of tough situations. Jiu-jitsu is very similar to life. You know, if something happens in jiu-jitsu or in life and an emotion gets triggered, instead of choosing to react out of that emotion, you simply take a breath, pause, and rely on your technique. Or in real life, you would rely on what your heart is telling you. Um, and so, just like in life, in jiu-jitsu, if you roll with emotion, you won't roll appropriately, or you won't roll in a way that is gonna get you the win, or essentially survive the round, and so then you'll end up getting caught. Yeah, so jiu-jitsu is one of the things that I choose to engage in because it's really rewarding for me. It keeps me humble. It teaches me humility daily. It teaches me. It also gives me a great sense of tribe. The people that I've met in jiu-jitsu are awesome fucking people. They all like the same things. Really open-minded, I found. And yeah, today's Sunday. I had a client earlier. He came through for for a nice, awesome freaking workout. We got after it today, and then afterwards, I introduced him to the cold plunge. He seemed to love it. And yeah, man, it's been a great day so far. Busy week, powerful week. But yeah, you know, like, you always have free will. That's one of the things that God gave us, right? Everyone can make their own decisions, and we have free will to do whatever we please with our time. And so I just choose to involve all of my free will towards service to others. That's what I've found to bring me the most joy. Since I was young, I was looking for a sense of purpose. And so that's how I ended up in the Marine Corps, doing jiu-jitsu, running marathons, bodybuilding, until I found my actual calling, which is to walk with God, be one with God, and to, along my way, assist others with remembering. It's all a remembering because we already are. And if you're a person that's doing maybe some healing work, and you're trying to, you know, work through certain shadows that keep you in loops or just trapped, keep you from your highest timeline, so to speak, just remember that you don't need to become anyone. That's a thing that I see often, the spiritual trap of once I become, I could get this. Waiting for certain conditions to be set in order for you to achieve or get to the person or vibration that you choose to be. In reality, that's not what it is at all. In reality, you already are. You don't become anyone, you simply just remember. So what does that mean, right? To remember means to simply reintegrate the tone that you already are, or frequency, right? So beneath the masks, shadows, and outer shell that the ego creates, underneath that there's the actual you. And it typically is completely opposite from whatever you currently do in life or like to do in life: hobbies, career, relationships. Once you peel all those layers back of that onion and you remember, right, who you truly are, then you'll start to not find joy in those things that you were doing in the past, because though all those things and hobbies were based off of an idea of who you thought you were. And so as you remember who you truly are, you'll start changing your hobbies a lot. And it'll be boring sometimes, it's okay, just find new things to do. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so as you remember who you are, you simply just have to embody that tone and start doing things that align with that. It's quite simple. um, What you will experience, though, as you begin to remember is resistance, right? The ego will keep you trapped in certain loops or beliefs. And so maybe you're a person that really wants to pick up like hiking or whatever hobby, right? And as soon as you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, the ego will kick in, and it will start lying to you and telling you things and reasons as to why you shouldn't do those things. Maybe it's fear of judgment. Maybe it's a unworthiness, right? I'm not worthy enough like those other people to do this. Remember that that's normal, and hold space for that, right? Figure out why you're feeling that. Typically, it goes back to your childhood. Something in your childhood probably happened, which triggered that feeling, that emotion, and since that childhood memory, you'll stay in that loop of unworthiness. I'm not good enough to do such and such, whatever it may be. And that's all essentially spiritual work is. You just forgetting everything that you thought you were, and you remember who you truly are. And life gets way better because then you're like actually fulfilled. You won't find yourself at a dead end job. That's one thing that I had to pivot from. That was difficult for me to do. Right? It's always scary jumping into the unknown. One thing that I did was completely stop my degree in cybersecurity to pursue fitness and essentially helping clients in a breathwork, holistic type of way. And yeah, when that doubt comes, just remember that you are divine. You don't have to become anyone, you already are. And trust in God. Trust that God has your highest timeline in mind, and He wants the best for you. And even after you do that, it'll be hard to understand that you should trust, because your ego at the time is probably not aware enough to even come close to understanding what God has in store for you. An awesome thing is that it seems that as the weeks progress and the months go by, more and more people are starting to awake and remember who they truly are. And I'm really excited about it. If you're an individual going through some of these types of changes and have questions, if you think you're going crazy, I promise you're not. Feel free to reach out. I have a container, which is a service that I offer to the public. And essentially, I just reflect my experience, what I've learned, um, and pass it on to you. We also involve a lot of breathwork programs, breathing, working out, and essentially just moving the energy so you could begin to remember more and more. It's sort of like a prescription, so to speak. We move the body, we get the energy moving in the body, then we'll do some breath work afterwards, and then some cold plunge. One thing that I've also dug really deep into this year is developing my business, and I did that all with the power of AI. Yeah, it's 2025. We not only have the internet, but we have a bunch of different artificial intelligences out, and so they're here to assist us. They're just tools that we have created, and they are tools that we can use to become sovereign in the financial abundance way. Through AI, you could speed through a lot of tasks. I've built my own business fully through AI. And what I mean by that is you don't let AI drive. With AI, you don't let it drive. With AI, what you do is you bring up the ideas in your head, because that's what AI can't do for us, right? The human feel is what AI, and the reason why AI will never be able to replace us, because it doesn't have it. We have the feel. We are the ones that bring true, colorful, powerful ideas to the world, But what I do is I get these ideas together in my head, brainstorm them, and then I bring them into the GPTs, right? I run ideas by it so that it can maybe structure it in a way more specific way for me to actually be able to create something out of it. AI is here for us to assist us. It is not here to drive our future. We just have to remain rooted and do what we do. There's some brothers here. And yeah, that is what AI is here to do. The sovereign path is all around with your body, your mind, and your 3D world. You know, the abundant state is internal and external. In reality, it always is more important how your abundance is within you, besides like the external world. Abundance begins within, and your outer world simply reflects. Through AI, we are able to do this because AI is essentially like having a really freaking smart assistant for free or $20. You can't beat that. You know, if you don't have a big network, AI is here for you. You don't have a coding friend, AI could start with you. You don't have a friend that's good with LLCs, AI is here for you. So, you know, be smart. Now is the time. Golden age. If you're an individual that has maybe a very stressful job, you're a high output individual, find time to just go out in nature. You know, meditation doesn't always have to be you sitting down trying to clear your thoughts. Sometimes you just need to get outside and nature will do the work for you. Nature is really powerful and healing in that way. You think you're stressed, you think you're over it, life sucks. All you need is a microdose in nature. One of my favorite things to do is microdose and hike. Be there or be square. You know, in bodybuilding, people do like stacking of drugs or pre-workouts, right, to get a massive pump. What I like to do now is stack my presence with my presence. So I'll wake up and do breath work, cold plunge, then go hike, and then microdose. Stacking presence. Sovereign thoughts. Tune in every Sunday. Follow my Instagram at Sovrn.Adolfo. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood gon' love it. Quiet the ego with one powerful phrase. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood gon' love it. You ain't gotta like it cause the hood gon' love it. Yeah, that ego, nothing but a punk. In reality, if I take my ego and my higher self, pound for pound, my higher self always wins. Now, my higher self might make it seem like you got him, you know, might play possum, but don't worry, higher self always comes back stronger. So does the ego, though. Just yapping. Cathedral rock, yapping. Wonderful weather. Microdose and chill. Yeah. One thing though, if you are finding it hard to achieve your plans, figure out where you're coming short and then fix it. If you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. If you're looking to grow your creativity or your original thoughts, right? You want to create from within and you're finding it hard, maybe you can't find inspiration. The key is to become still. Do a hike, maybe breath work, sit down, shut up, and just actually listen. A lot of the times the voice, right, the creative voice or your soul, whatever, it's always there, but it's typically too loud around it. So in order to bring that forward, find some stillness and let it flow.